What's going on? All right, with me right now, I'm outside the gym and I got a major life decision to make right now. And that is, am I gonna drink this energy shot? It's a generic one. They got the dollar store right here. I'm a bargain shopper, so I'm not paying $3.50 for something I get the same ingredients for 99 cents. But anyways, why is this a major life decision? Because tomorrow I gotta be up at 4 a.m. no later than 4:30 in the morning. And like I explained in a previous video, I only have caffeine for the performance enhancing benefits, so I only take caffeine maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So I'm still sensitive to it. I allow myself time to desensitize. So when I do have caffeine, it's not even noon yet. I will be up to at least midnight. Caffeine has, I believe, a 6-hour half-life. So I already had 1 cup of coffee earlier, which I'm not supposed to do on Wednesdays, but I just want to come in and give it my all today. I'm hype about this workout, and now I'm like, should I drink this too? Maybe just half of it, we'll see. But I'm gonna have some of it, that's for sure. But anyways, what am I gonna be doing today? All right, now, you know I'm a big proponent of the big 3. I believe in specializing in a few movements. They get great on those movements, and that's gonna transfer over to your entire body. Also, overhead pressing, dips, chin-ups. I stick to like 7 movements, and I just try to get great on those. But this leaves you at risk for repetitive stress injuries. My elbows have been killing me lately. So I'm trying to do some accessory moves that are still great lifts. Today, I'm going to work with some dumbbells. Why is that? I just seen a video by Eric Bugenhagen a couple of days ago. Now, I won't recommend a lot of people in the fitness community. A lot of them are just on drugs, and they really have no education, no background. They just probably watch other YouTubers and get information from them. But he actually is a former S&C coach. So that means he went to school for a good amount of years in order to be qualified and have the qualifications. And I believe he was coaching a Division I team. So he talks about, why did I say that? Why did I bring that up? Because he talks about, in a recent video, doing the overhead single arm dumbbell press and how that's a safer alternative to the barbell overhead press. And why is that? He talks about because, one, our shoulders are not uniform. Our shoulders are not identical, but we're locking them in to work in the same range, with the same plane of motion when we have them with a barbell. And I know I can relate to that because when I do the bench press, I can see that one shoulder is lower, one shoulder is up, but I'm trying to lock them into the same plane of motion with that barbell. He talks about how the dumbbell allows us to move in a more natural movement, a more natural plane of motion for each shoulder. He also talks about how when you're doing the overhead press with the barbell, the tendency when you get stuck is to lean back, and this shifts the pressure of the weight into your lumbar spine, which is really dangerous. But if you're doing a single arm overhead press, it switches the weight into your obliques, which is a lot safer. He also talks about how the barbell overhead press is an anterior delt dominant move, and if we're doing bench press and dips, we're already working our anterior delt all day long. So it's a lot better to do something where we got the motion is going straight up and down, not an arc over our face. And there was one other thing too about it. I just think it's a cool move. Like ever since I seen the Rhino Stan Effort and do it on the Shark Tank when he was showing off the cooler, he wanted to show these guys, Mark Cuban and them, how strong he is. So what lift did he choose? What lift did he choose to do? The circus dumbbell, where you're pressing one dumbbell over your head. I always thought that was just such a great display of strength, seeing like the strong men do that with the circus dumbbell. So ever since then, that's something I always wanted to try out. But after hearing that explanation that Eric Bugenhagen gave, the Boogs gave a few days ago, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm sold. I got to try this. So I'm gonna be working with some dumbbells today. I'm trying to find movements that don't cause pain. Like I brought up the Rhino. He was talking about, and now you might say, wait a minute, who cares what he was talking about? That guy's on drugs. That guy is a bodybuilder. But listen, it's not what he said. He was quoting what he learned from Dr. Stuart McGill. Now, if you check him out, his reputation is impeccable. He's at the top of the hierarchy in sports medicine, Dr. Stuart McGill. And Stan Efferton was talking about what he learned from reading Dr. Stuart McGill's book, The Back Mechanic. And in that book, he says, we got to find pain-free movements. If you have an injury, the first thing you got to do is stop doing whatever is the root cause of that injury. Like I had somebody come up to me in the gym a couple of weeks ago, a buddy of mine, and he said, what can you recommend for like joint pain? I have knee pain. And I said, well, first of all, you got to stop doing whatever's causing that pain. It's like if someone's stabbing themselves in their leg every day and they come to you and say, hey, what could I do to get rid of this pain? Well, first of all, you got to stop stabbing yourself in the leg. Anything else you do is just going to be a Band-Aid that's going to try to cover it up. And you're going to stab that Band-Aid and you're going to hurt again. So we got to eliminate the movements that are causing the pain, first of all. So I'm trying to find pain-free movements. I'm gonna get back to the big three, of course, but in the meantime, I want to get stronger on the accessory list. It's going over 5 minutes on this rant, but I think you get the point, the message of what I'm trying to say. All right, if you skipped over this beginning, I don't blame you. I'm gonna get in there and get to it. These are gonna be all new lists for me, basically. So when I look really weak, understand that's why I'm doing these. It's not that I'm weak. I'm strong on other lists, but then I'm weak on these. So that's the reason I want to get better on these, because I want to have true strength that can show itself out in the real world. I don't want to just be strong in the gym, then get into a tussle in the real world, and some skinny guy just throws me up against the car, and my wife's like, oh, how terrible. What'd you have those muscles for? All right, now we're almost at 6 minutes. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna drink this down and I'm gonna go crazy in this gym today. Listen. No, that's not it. That's not it. Heavy lifts is not going up with that in the background, so I can go to the car and get my headphones. So my wife just called in between sets and she was like, what are you doing? I was like, feeling weak. Then she started laughing. I was like, why is she laughing? Then I remember, she knows why I'm weak. So I guess that's an inside joke, I guess, unless you could read between the lines. But there's no excuses. I didn't drink that energy shot and that coffee to be up all night and ruin my day tomorrow to come in here and be weak today. I don't know why I'm feeling so weak on this bent over rows, but I'm gonna make it up on these other lifts, so I'm gonna make it up on those and keep going, do more sets, whatever it takes. Definitely not my best day.
We go to Cali, bro, by the night. Are you coming? Hell yeah, nigga. My birthday week. Say you coming, right? My birthday month, right, July? I'm not working.
Man, I'm feeling weak. Last week, you could go back, check the video. I got 5 sets of 8 with 225 on bent over rows. Man, this week I struggle. I couldn't even get 1 set of 3 good with 275. Man, but you know, no excuses. I could say my pre-workout activities. I could say the music. I could say I need a deload. I could say anything, man. There's no excuses. It's just gonna be good days and bad days. You just gotta push through the bad ones. Add in an extra set or something. Just focus. Get in your work. Get in your volume. Push yourself. And then on the days you do feel good, that strength is gonna come out. You're gonna show what you built.